I went to the UK Games Expo and all I got was this video. Hi, this is Nick from Silverwood Gaming, and this is the Diary of a Small Business, where you get to follow a new business navigating its way to success by selling premium wooden tabletop gaming accessories. Last week I went to the UK Games Expo, not to exhibit, but to recce for next year's event and other events before that. I saw some cool stuff, I met some cool people, and I learned some things that will hopefully help my business out going forward. Let's check it out.
So I've just got to the NEC in Birmingham, and I'm going to the UK Games Expo 2024. So this is it's an annual gaming convention. There's all kinds of people displaying there, but there should be a load of new games, a load of accessories, and all kinds of stuff. So last year I probably thought I'd be here this year, but like I said, we had to take a bit of a foot off the gas to focus on the other business. As I kind of mentioned in the last video. So what I'm going to do is go in and just try and find out what it's about, see if I can learn what the best way of doing things is. Is there anything that people aren't doing that we can do better to try and get our name out there? I was at a convention in Norwich, near to where we're based, a few weeks ago, and I met a good group of people there, some of whom are going to be here. And they one of the things they said to me is you just need to get to these conventions and be displaying. That's how people get to know who you are. Unfortunately as well, they said it can be a little bit difficult to get into conventions as an exhibitor. You really need to get in quite early and hope that there's not too many people doing what you're doing in terms of, are you doing accessories, or are you doing games, or are you doing, I don't know, what else. But anyway, so I'm going to go in, I'm going to try to talk to some people, which is my favourite activity. I'm going to look around, see what people are doing well, see if there's any gaps, see if I get any inspiration as well. But we'll go in and see what it's about. So a bit of a hot debrief, emphasis on hot because it's absolutely boiling today. It's the hottest day it's been in like a month, and it was warm in there. First lesson learned, take a rucksack, take a bag with water. Had to stop partway through, just disappeared to the pub to go get some water. Yeah, it was good. I didn't speak to a lot of people. I spoke to someone from Parable Games who I'd spoken to before. They do the Shiver RPG, which is a really cool horror RPG. And he was really useful when I met him a few weeks ago. And again, really friendly, really helpful. And then a couple of other people. One guy who does artwork and amazing terrains, also got a YouTube channel. And another husband and wife team who have made it's a game where you've got to repair your spaceship before it explodes, but also it's Groundhog Day. But they gave me some really useful tips, which when I'm back in the office, I'll talk through with my dad, and we'll try to film that as well. But really useful for next year. I think some good ideas. From what I've seen, not a lot of people doing what we do. I'm hoping that means there's a gap in the market. There was a lot of the cheaper stuff, so pine, stained pine, or plastic, or those sorts of things. Yeah, interesting. We'll definitely write down some tips from that for next year, and hopefully we'll be there displaying, and you'll be able to buy all our stuff from the UK Games Expo.
So that was the event. I did record the whole conversation I had with my dad afterwards in the wash-up, but unfortunately, the picture quality was a bit rubbish. So rather than cutting down an hour's worth of footage that's going to look bad, I'll just give you the key takeaways. And the three big things that we found were, firstly, as I probably mentioned in the car, need to get in there early. I've already got in touch with the UK Games Expo for next year, and they only open in September for exhibitors, so I'll have to get back to them then. But in the meantime, I've got a list of other conventions and expos and stuff that I'm just trying to work my way through, and I have applied to a couple of them. I'm on the waiting list for some coming up, so hopefully I'll be able to get into those. So the next thing is like logistics and financials, and this is something that will really scupper the plan if we get it wrong. So going to the event, it's not just pay however much it is to exhibit. You got your hotels, you got probably van hire, you've got where we're eating, how we're going to bring food to the event, all that kind of stuff. How many people are we going to have there so that we can rotate out and have breaks so that we don't collapse, or are we just going to do that? And the financials, we need to take a lot of stock. So there was about 55,000 people. Now, if we only take 20 things, we might sell out immediately. But really, we don't want to go there and sell 20 items. That's not even really going to cover the ticket, let alone all the other expenses. So this was the third lesson of needing plenty of stock. We need to do an assessment of how many we think we're going to sell and make sure we have the right sort of amount, but also have the things set up in place that if we do sell out of something, that we can still sell it for the trade price on the day and make that sale and just post it out when we get back. But this isn't easy for a small business, because if we are going to make 200 items, let's say, that's a lot of investment up front. That's probably a few thousand up front that we need to sell. We don't have the resources to create a few hundred things for them to sit on the shelf for the next year. That'll send us out of business. So before we go to the UK Games Expo next year, I want to hit a few conventions that I can, one, test the water, but two, build the capital needed to get that the amount of stock. And we would still go if we didn't have hundreds and hundreds of things, but we won't get the benefit of going. People want to buy stuff when they're at those things. And if we turn up with not enough stuff to sell, yeah, we might sell to some people, but ultimately they're going to want to walk away with stuff, and we need to have stuff for them to walk away with. So those are the big three things: get in early, logistics and financials, and having enough stock. So that's the video. I really hope that we can start going to some conventions going forward, and hopefully we'll see some people who've watched this video there. If you like the video and you want to know more, do the things, click the buttons, and write in the comments what you want to hear more about from us. And if you want to see anything else about our business, so how we designed our products or anything else behind the scenes, there'll be some videos appearing here that you should definitely check out.